this is Eric Worre, and welcome to NetworkMarketingPro.com. I'm here at the W Hotel in Scottsdale, Arizona, the chic, cool hangout of a location. I just got here yesterday from Florida, and while I was in Orlando, Florida, I met with a good friend of mine, network marketing professional for a long time, Mr. Scott Kupas. And Scott agreed to do a quick little video while we were on this cool little river in Orlando, Florida area. And we had this conversation. I asked him to put it on video to share with you, which is the Starbucks technique. So take a look at the Starbucks technique from my good friend Scott, and I'll be back at the end to close it up.
Well, this is one of my favorite offices ever. I found that when it comes to building a large organization in direct selling, you have to put yourself in environments that create an opportunity for you to meet a lot of people. And so what I really want to talk to you about over the next couple of minutes is what I'd probably call the Starbucks strategy. And it'll make a lot more sense to you in a couple minutes. But I realized a long time ago that there's no new prospects in my home. So if I spend a lot of time in my home, there's nobody there that's not already involved in my business. And very rarely, if you have a job and you're at work, most of the people around you really aren't prospects in a lot of cases either. You're around the same people. If you already introduce them to your opportunity, well, you probably don't do it over and over again, so you're sort of done. So one of the most important things you can do is get yourself out to where other people are. And so I found that places like Starbucks or Panera Bread or coffee shops, cafes in your hometown, in this particular town, it's sort of just a river place called Wekiva Island, where there's a lot of people just hang out on the river. As you can see probably in the background, there's the alligators, and we have otters and all sorts of hawks. And for me, it's a place where I start my morning, set up my day, my phone calls in the afternoon, and then I move to a place like Starbucks. And here's why. People that hang out in a place like Starbucks or a coffee shop or Seattle's Best or wherever, they go there every single day. And what you'll know if you'll step out of your comfort zone and go to these places consistently, not one time, but go there over the next couple of weeks consistently, the same people show up between 7 and 8, or between 8 and 10, or between 10 and 12, every day. It's part of their pattern. Maybe to go to the gym, they go get some coffee, they go to work. Maybe they drop the kids off at school, they come in and chat after they drop all the kids off to school, and then they go run their errands. And you'll find the same people. Here's why it matters. When you get around other people, like-minded people, they get familiar with who you are. If you'll just sit there and observe for an hour and come back a couple days later, people will smile at you. Like, I think I've seen you before. You're going to like, I saw that person the other day. And they're going to start to like you a little bit. You just smile. You don't have to say anything. The next time, it's a little bit bigger smile. Like, hey, how do I know you? And then you smile again. Well, after a couple of days of doing this, you'll notice that 50 of about the same people. So now they're getting comfortable with your presence and getting around you. Now if you'll step up and get in line behind them and say hi, it's almost like you've met them at a party before. Or if they sit down at a chair next to you, say, hi, how are you? You know, what's your name? This is my name. What do you do? Wow, that's interesting. That's fascinating. Tell me more about that. You get a chance to engage. After a couple of weeks, what happens is somebody sits next to you, then somebody else comes over and talks to the person sitting next to you. Triangulation begins to occur. This person begins to associate you with some of their friends. Now, I live in this town a very short period of time, but I know hundreds of people just due to associations of sitting in coffee shops and sandwich shops and little teeny cafes. And so now Bob will introduce me to Jenny, who's in life insurance, and Jenny will say, hey, you have to meet Ron over here, he's in this. And then they invite me to their circles. And then when I'm over at the sandwich shop, they're like, hey, Scott, come over here. Remember, I didn't know them at all, but within a couple of weeks or a month or two, you'll have 50, 100, 200 new people that know who you are. So it's often been said it's not what you know, it's who you know. Actually, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. Like, they need to know you. Are you familiar enough, comfortable enough, and approachable enough? They're like, I know that person, I like that person. See this laptop sort of red here? People found out that I've seen that guy with that red laptop at this coffee shop, at this store, at this sandwich shop. So I just created a website called Laptop Scott. and handed out cards to people and just let people know. When they ask me what I do, I said, well, I help people that are looking. I teach them a way they can make money on the internet. Everyone's looking. You notice how millions of people are looking, but they don't know how? That's what I do. If you know anybody that might be interested in something like that, let me know. And I'll tell you, 9 out of 10 times they'll say, I'd be interested. And I say, really? Well, why don't you give me a card and we can set up an appointment in the next couple of days, and we could spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I'll show you what we do, what I do. And so you never have to do it right on the spot. You never do it right on the spot. You say, hey, let's set up an appointment, just like a real business. And then people get comfortable and you get a chance to know what they do and who they are. So getting familiar and connecting with people is important. You want to take that Starbucks strategy, wherever you're at, to the next local meetings. There might be Kiwanis Club meetings. There might be Toastmaster meetings. There might be Chamber of Commerce meetings. There might be all sorts of just local events, like there's a big art festival coming up. If you'll connect with some of these people in your community, triangulate in the same places over and over and over again, you become a fabric of your own community. They trust you and they empower you. I can tell you this, in the last year, I'm sure I've enrolled 50, 60 people in my business as a result of just sitting in a chair. And I would have been sitting in a chair at home. Instead, I just decided to change where I was at. You say, I've got a job, Scott. Guess what? You have a lunch hour, right? Take your lunch hour, go to the same place a couple days a week, go to a different place a couple days a week for the next 30 days, and get used to the people and the patterns. You can do this even if you have a job. If you can get up earlier and do the 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock hour. You can do the after hour locations for between 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. You don't have to do much. Be present, be visible, recognize, appreciate, and acknowledge other people. Say nice things to them. They'll say nice things to you, and they'll be more than open to your business opportunity.
All right, so that's the Starbucks technique from Florida, and I hope you understand the power of what this can do for you, because so many people think, I don't know anyone and I can't meet anyone and I'm not in an environment. You can change that almost immediately just doing what Scott does on a daily basis. So try that approach out. Find yourself getting to know over a few months hundreds and hundreds of people that you don't know today. You can expand your network, you can expand your business, you can take total control of your career. So that's our show for today. And ladies and gentlemen, my wish for you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional. You decide to go pro, because it is a stone cold fact that we have a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Here from the W in Scottsdale, which you have to visit because it's so cool. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.